ka mamamatay hanggang may plano pa ang Diyos sa buhay mo. Tandaan mo yan. Yun ang importante. Hanggang may plano pa, hanggang may gamit pa ang Diyos sa buhay mo, hindi ka mamamatay. Is for the glory of God. Ang masama, pag hindi mo pinigay yung glory kay Lord, yun, ninakaw mo ang glory sa Panginoon. Kaya yun ang gusto ng demonyo sa inyo. Nakawin niyo yung glory sa Lord. Kaya mahihiya kayo yung magsabi na para sa Lord to kasi natalo ko. No! Para sa Lord yan. Kaya natalo ka, may inaayos pa sa puso mo ang Lord. I remember coming here 2 weeks after the game ni Jonas. Malungkot pa siya. Pinakamasakit, ang sakit na pride, yung ego ko, kayang-kaya ko kalaban, pero may tinuro sa akin ng Lord. Hanggang ngayon, kinikilabutan ako. Tapos 2 weeks before we came here, natalo siya. 1 week pa yun o 2 weeks before nang dumating kami dito. Tapos ngayon, dire-diretso ng panalo niya. Grabe, hindi na pinaporma yung kalaban. Hindi mo man lang pinashoot hanggang 10. Pinakon mo sa 2 points. Diba? That's the glory of God. May tinuturo ang Lord eh. Pag nakuha mo yung lesson na tinuturo ng Lord, yan na, blessings will overflow. Ang problema, pag hindi mo nakuha yung tinuturo ng Lord, magre-recycle ka ng magre-recycle, babagsak ka ng babagsak. Diba para sa eskwelahan, pag hindi mo nakukuha yung algebra, yung geometry, uulit-ulitin mo yan. Magre-repeater ka. Ganun tayo sa buhay. Pag hindi mo nakukuha yung lesson ng Diyos, repeater ka. Babagsak at babagsak ka. Hanggang matutunan mo, hanggang makuha mo yung lesson na tinuturo sa inyo ng Lord. At kadalasan naman yan, is a lesson of the heart. Puso. Okay? Yun ang tinitignan ng Panginoon. Masakit-sakit na yun. At pag hindi pa rin tayo nakinig sa batok, sometimes, ano na?
Katulak.
Ha? Suntok? Boksingero talaga ito. Suntok agad. Di ba sama? Buti na lang, di ka si Lord. Pag hindi tayo nakinig sa batok, sa kalabit, sa sinasabi dito sa pulpit, anong susunod? Minsan, tinatadyakan tayo ng Lord.
Yeah.
Tinatadyakan na tayo. Hoy! Kilos na, gising na. Diba? So, good. Kaya dapat pala, pag-Sunday pa lang, nakikinig na tayo sa preacher. Nakikinig na tayo sa Word of God. Para hindi na tayo umabot sa kalabit, sa batok, at sa tadyak. Amen?
Amen.
Anyone else? This is what the Bible says. Huwag kayo matatakot sa kamatayan. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. At sinabi sa Matthew chapter 6, Matthew 6, tatandaan nyo to. Sinabi ng Bible, ang mga ibon, pinapakain ng Diyos. At hindi niya hinahayaan na may isang ibon na mamamatay. Di ba, malalaglag sa lupa. Hindi niya papayagan hanggang hindi pa oras. Kung hindi mo pa oras, hindi ka mamamatay. Tandaan mo. At kung may faith ka, katulad ng sinabi ni David, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil. Kahit lumakad ako sa tiyak na kamatayan, hindi ako mamamatay. Tandaan yan. That's the promise of God for us Christians, for His children. Hindi tayo mamamatay. Meron nga dyan natutulog. Namatay na eh. Hindi ka mamamatay hanggang may plano pa ang Diyos sa buhay mo. Tandaan mo yan. Yun ang importante. Hanggang may plano pa, hanggang may gamit pa ang Diyos sa buhay mo, hindi ka mamamatay. Ang problema, pag nawala yung purpose ng Diyos o wala na, tinanggal mo na yung plano ng Diyos sa buhay mo, o tinanggal mo na yung gamit ng Diyos sa buhay mo, goodbye ka na, magbabay ka na. Pag wala nang gamit ang Diyos sa buhay mo, uuwi ka na. Uuwi ka na niya. Kaya lang naman tayo buhay pa kasi may purpose pa tayo eh. May gamit pa tayo. Meron pang plano ang Diyos sa buhay natin. Kaya yun ang wag na wag mawawala, yung purpose. Saka hindi aksidenteng nandito ka, Coach JC, hindi aksidenteng nandito ka, Coach Harold. Nothing happens by accident. Lahat may plano ang Lord. Amen?
Amen.
So tayo mapupuntahan na hindi siya lang. Pasalamatan nyo yan na kailangan nyo dumukot sa linisin yung toilet bowl na puno-puno ng dumi ng tao. Pasalamatan nyo, nagtitik-tik kalawang ka sa barko. Pasalamatan mo, inaamoy mo lahat ng gasolina sa shelf. Pasalamatan mo, kumakain ka na napupulot kasi naging matapang ka. Naging fighter ka. At na-realize mo, kailangan mo ang Diyos sa buhay mo. Pasalamatan Pasalamatan mo kayo. Di ba ngayon, ang sarap, yung makikita mo yung bahay at lupa mo, saka makikita mo yung Brusco Mansion, na pinaghirapan mo. Kinikilabutan ako, grabe. Ibang blessing ng Lord dito, bahay at lupa. Di ba napapalalunan? Diba? Iba si Lord. Iba si Lord. Hindi ako namamangha na susurprise sa ginagawa niya. Kinikilabutan ako kasi ang bilis. Ang bilis.
Praise God.
Ang bilis. Alam nyo, kung saan nakasalala yun? Hindi sa Lord. Ang kung gaano kataas at kalakas ang faith nyo. Kung paano nyo mapakilos ang Lord. Amen? Nasa sa atin yan kung paano natin mapapakilos ang Lord. Kung in 10 years, or in 5 years, or in 1 year, or in 1 month. Nakadepende yan sa faith mo. Kaya piliin natin ang Panginoon.
Kasi storytelling tayo ngayon. This is not gonna be a very hard preaching for everyone. Huwag niyo akong tulugan ha, kasi magkikwento lang talaga ako today. Kikwentuhan ko lang kayo ng isang napakagandang istorya ng isang tao. But before that, let's all bow our heads in prayer. Maraming salamat po muli, Panginoon, sa gathering po na ito. Maraming salamat, Lord, kasi kahit na ano yung mga personal circumstances namin from the past, the circumstances we continue to experience in our lives, and kung ano po what lies ahead, which we do not know, Panginoon, maraming salamat kasi we are confident na sasamahan mo kami sa lahat ng oras ng buhay namin, sa lahat ng aspeto ng buhay namin, Panginoon. Hindi ka man namin nakikita, hindi ka man namin nahahawakan, Panginoon, pero lagi ka namin kasama sa buhay namin, Panginoon. Just like the footprints on the sand, Panginoon. The reason why there are only 2 footprints on the sand, oh Lord Jesus, because you were carrying us, oh Lord Jesus. Maraming salamat po. Basbasan mo po ang preaching today, Panginoon. Ibaba mo po ako at po ang mga manggagawang po, Panginoon, sa pinakamababa upang ikaw po ang mag-shine, ang mag-glorify, at ikaw lamang po ang may taas, Panginoon.
Amen.
Maraming salamat po. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay. Everybody is familiar with Joseph the Dreamer, right? Familiar ba kayo with Joseph the Dreamer? So, Joseph the Dreamer, or Joseph, is the 11th son of Jacob. Naalala niyo si Jacob?
Opo.
Si Jacob is... Nasaan si Jacob?
Ito po.
Jacob! Si Jacob, diba? Jacob the Deceiver. Jacob the Deceiver. Si Joseph ay 11th son ni Jacob sa asawa niyang si Rachel. Meron siyang 10 brothers. Bali 9 yung half-brothers niya, no? 9 half-brothers, isang half-sister, and then meron siyang full-fledged na younger brother named Benjamin. Now, when I was praying for this, sabi ko, bakit kaya si Joseph, kasi immediately when Pastor Jovel told me na mag-preach ka, sorry, can you see the screen? Sabi mo mag-preach ka, immediately, the first thing that God planted in my mind was Joseph. Bakit kaya si Joseph the Dreamer? It's because Joseph the Dreamer not only is one of the most significant characters in the Bible, but he represented so many of our stories sa dami ng pinagdaanan. So take note, he was a favored son. Joseph was a favored son. Favored son ka rin, di ba? Favorite ka, ganyan. At pag favorite ka, anong ginagawa sa'yo? Ini-spoil ka. Pero, yung mga kapatid mo, pag alam na ikaw ang favorite, kadalasan, kinalilingitan ka. Ay, ano ginagawa daw? Pero totoo din nga. Hindi kasi ako favorite Ako ay never grew up as a favorite. Ang favorite...
Pero yung pinakalumaki.
Ha? Ako yung pinakalumaki. 350 pounds and all talaga. Pero hindi ako favorite. And I grew up with a complex actually. It's because I grew up with a slimmer, thinner, prettier sister. Pero mas matalino ako. Pero mas maganda siya. Pero ngayon ay matanda na kami. Sabi ko sa kanya, di ba ngayon, what's the new maganda? Pag matalino ka, maganda ka na rin. Di ba? Pag matalino ka, sige na, push na natin yan, di ba? So because of that, because of dun sa envy na mga kapatid niya, and take note these are, yung mga kapatid ni Joseph, they're not small characters in the Bible. The sons and daughter of Jacob comprise the 12 tribes of Israel. And remember that Jesus Christ is actually a descendant of the tribe of Judah.
Yes.
And Judah is one of the brothers actually na responsible for sa mga nangyari sa buhay ni Joseph. Pero we will get to that later. So, if you are a favored son or if you're a favored daughter, even if you're a favored friend, ang tendency is people envy you. And because of that, people can tend to backstab you, backbite you, or plot things against you. And the thing is, based on the story of Joseph, those who are closest to him actually caused him the most grief in his life.
That's right.
Pero, Joseph had a different way of thinking.
Amen.
So, he was a favored son, pero because of that, he was even given like a colorful robe, which by Jacob, which is an indication na siya actually ang next in line ni Jacob. So because of that, tapos ano pa siya, meron siyang dreams na sinabi sa mga kapatid niya. Ang unang dream na in-interpret ni Joseph when he was 17 was, there were 11 stalks. Tapos yung mga stalks na yon is nagbow sa kanya. So, ibig sabihin, parang there were 11 stalks yun, di ba? So, those 11 stocks nagbaw sa kanya. So, sabi ng mga kapatid niya, so, ibig sabihin, magbabaw kami sa'yo? Sabi ng mga kapatid niya, di lalong nagalit. Yung second dream na in-interpret niya was that there were 11 stars, right? 11 stars, and then there was a sun and a moon, and then nag-yield sa kanya. This time, pati si Jacob, at saka yung wife niya, representation ng sun and moon, nagalit na sa kanya. Pero deep inside, Jacob was asking, ano kaya ang ibig sabihin nito? So, because of those, plus the fact that he was favored, pinagbantaan siya ng mga niya. Actually, they plotted against him, and then they succeeded, and then he was sold off to slavery.
That's right.
So, when he was sold off to slavery, the first na napuntahan niya is yung sa house ni Potiphar. So, si Potiphar is a very high-ranking official sa government ni Pharaoh. Kaya lang, actually kapag yung grace ni God nasa iyo, nanonotice ng mga tao. Nanotice ni Potiphar na parang the grace of God is with this person. So ginawa niya siyang overall administrator ng household niya. Eto nga lang ang kicker dyan, si Joseph ay parang si David. Buwaping si David. Naku hindi, yung Joseph na dreamer pa nag-usapan natin. Balik tayo kay Joseph. Guwapo si Joseph. Si Joseph na anak ni Jacob. Di ba? Yung asawa ni Potiphar, na siya, medyo slightly na-in-love siya kay Joseph. And she did everything in her powers para ma-seduce si Joseph. Pero si Joseph was like, no! Pinagkatiwalaan ako ng asawa mo, hindi pwede, ganyan. So in spite of everything else, the seduction came. Pero nung final rejection ni Joseph, inakusahan ng asawa ni Potiphar na ni-rape siya ni Joseph. So dahil dyan, nagalit si Potiphar, mirin mo na you were sold off to slavery by your brothers. Tapos akala mo, okay na yung buhay mo. Tapos after nun, you were accused of raping someone. Tapos ngayon, you were in jail. But even in jail, the jail warden saw na parang favor to ni God and ginawa siyang in charge dun sa jail. Talagang kahit saan, di ba? Pagka favored ka talaga, if you are favored by God, everybody can see that. Tignan mo, sabi ni Sayo, and everybody can feel that. So, nung time na si Joseph ay this is where, things started like really escalating. Akala mo din siya nag-escalate, Nung nasa prison siya, nagkataon naman yung baker at saka, what was the other one?
Butler.
Yung butler ng Pharaoh. Pinakulong ng Pharaoh, ganyan. And then, they had dreams. Tapos, pina-interpret nila kay Joseph. So, yung baker, ang interpretation niya is that after 3 days, you're gonna die. Yung sa butler, after 3 days, ibabalik ka or i-reinstate ka ni Pharaoh. And it happened, it came to pass. Ang problema, when it came to pass, na-reinstate yung butler, alam niyo nangyari? Nakalimutan niya si Joseph. So, after a couple of years, actually 2 years passed after that, nagkaroon ng dream si Pharaoh. In his dream, merong 7 cows. Yung first dream niya is that merong 7 fat cows, and then after which, merong 7 na mga scrawny cows, tapos kinain nila yung mga fat na mga cows. So, nung marinig nung butler, sabi nga, naku, nakalimutan ko, meron na ako nag-interpret ng dreams. Na kilala ko siya when I was in prison, and then tinatawag ni Pharaoh si Joseph, and then in-interpret ni Joseph yun na there will be 7 years of plenty, of bounty, and then after which, there will be 7 years of famine. So kailangan, you need to put someone who will be able to administer and who will be able to save for 7 years, kasi after nun, there will be 7 years of famine. Walang makukuha ang pagkain ng mga tao, not only in Egypt, but also the surrounding countries in Egypt. Ang sabi ng Pharaoh, I think you are the wisest of all the people that I have met. Ikaw ang gagawin ko. At ginawa siyang vizier. Ibig sabihin, he is only second in command, only to the Pharaoh. So si Pharaoh is number 1, and then immediately after him is si Joseph na. As a matter of fact, sinabi nga na, I am only the Pharaoh, but Joseph will be the administrator of the entire Egypt, of Egypt. Sabi ng Pharaoh. And so it came to pass. And then, in Genesis chapter 37, verse 18 to 20, when Joseph's brothers saw him coming, they recognized him in the distance. As he approached, they made plans to kill him. Here comes the dreamer, they said. Come on, let's kill him and throw him into one of these cisterns. Cisterns is lalagyan siya ng tubig. We can tell our father a wild animal has eaten him, then we'll see what becomes of his dreams. So as you can see, yung brothers ni Joseph, all of them had, most of them had this winner mentality. Yung win-lose mentality na because I want to get ahead, because we want to get ahead, at dahil ikaw ang favored, we will pull you down. Ano yung talangka mentality? Kaya nga po sinasabi nila, kapag ka ang puno, maraming bunga, anong ginagawa? Pinupukol. Tanong ko sa inyo, bakit kayo maraming bashers? Jonah, ba't maraming kayong bashers? Kasi nag-grow kayo. Alam mo yun, mabunga kayo. While other vloggers are struggling to maintain, say for example, curiosity, kayo, with what wala nga kayong ginagawa, you're just doing what you're doing eh. Pero dumadami yung followers nyo. All the more so, tumaas ang interest nyo because you were boldly expressing your faith in God. Just imagine, yung backbiters, grabe ko naman siya, no? Yung mga backbiters kasi, if meron kayong kakilalang ganito, this is not about you. When people talk about you behind your back, or when people bash you anonymously, it's not about you.
Right.
It's about them. Anong sabi ni Pastor? Hurt people. Right? Right? But there is a warning from the Bible. Anong sabi? Sa mga judgy na backbiters. In Matthew chapter 7 verse 2, for you will be treated as you treat others. The standard you use in judging is the standard by which you will be judged.
That's right.
So, kung ikaw mismo sa sarili mo, conscious ka that medyo judgy ka talaga, or consciously or unconsciously or subconsciously, you tend to talk about other people behind their backs. Think about this. by the same standard or by the same judgment that you use upon other people on Judgment Day, these are the same standards that are going to be applied to you.
Amen.
Tignan muna natin ang nakalagay sa Bible. In Genesis chapter 37, verse 21 to 22, we are going to be talking about Reuben. Si Reuben. Reuben is the first son of Jacob. Pero incidentally, hindi siya ang pinaka-significant na anak na na-mention sa Bible ni Jacob because meron siyang weak personality. Tignan natin ha. But when Reuben heard of their scheme, he came to Joseph's rescue. Sabi niya, let's not kill him, he said. Why should we shed any blood? Let's just throw him into this empty cistern here in the wilderness. Then he'll die without our laying a hand on him. Reuben was secretly planning to rescue Joseph and return him to his father. Pero hindi siya nangyari. Alam niyo, parang ginagawa lang niya to. Sinabi lang niya yan. Para, he had every intention of saving Joseph. But the thing is, he is too much of a people pleaser to actually say sa mga brothers niya, guys, mga kapatid natin to. Huwag natin siyang patayin. But he was too weak. According to Genesis chapter 39, verse 13 to 15, ito is yung asawa ni Potiphar. When she saw that she was holding his cloak and he had fled. Remember, sineseduce nga nung asawa ni Potiphar, si Joseph, di ba? He fled. She called out to her servants. Soon all the men came running. Look, she said, my husband has brought this Hebrew slave here to make fools of us. He came into my room to rape me, but I screamed. When he heard me scream, he ran outside and got away, but he left his cloak behind with me. For this, Joseph's brothers went to pasture their father's flocks at Shechem. When they had been gone for some time, Jacob said to Joseph, your brothers are pasturing the sheep at Shechem. Get ready and I will send you to them. Anong sabi ni Joseph? I'm ready to go. I'm ready to. And verse 7 to 8, Joseph was a very handsome and well-built young man. And Potiphar's wife soon began to look at him lustfully. Come and sleep with me. Ang hot talaga ni Joseph. But Joseph refused. Look, he told her, my master trusts me with everything in his entire household. Genesis chapter 41, verse 16. It is beyond my power to do this. Joseph replied, but God can tell you what it means and set you at ease. Nung kasing pinatawag ni Pharaoh si Joseph, ang sabi ni Joseph, wait lang po, wait lang. This is beyond me. But God can tell you what it means and set you at ease. Next characteristic po natin is
Turn to God.
turn to God.
Amen.
In all the things that you do, turn to God. No matter how rough things get, turn to God. If things seem super, super overwhelming, hindi mo na alam, Daddy, hindi mo na alam kung saan ka pupunta, di ba? Pero, ba't ka nagkaroon ng baangay sa kalupa?
Amen.
Saan ang galing yun? Saan ang galing yun? Di ba? Yun ba, sa palagay po ba natin is yung prize na yun is
Swerte.
swerte lang? Luck is actually when preparation meets opportunity. Bakit? Yung bang meron kayong ilang milyong subscribers, luck ba yun? Hindi. You seize the opportunity when people were not doing what you're doing.
That's right.
Kaya ngayon, yung mga followers nyo, oh my goodness, ang babata pa nila, ang babata nyo pa, pina-follow na kayo. So, when things get rough, when things get tough, turn to God. In Genesis chapter 45, verse 45, please come closer, he said to them. Ito yan, ang ina-address niya is yung mga kapatid niya. So they came closer and he said again, I am Joseph. For freedom, Christ has set us free. Stand firm, therefore, and do not submit again to a yoke of slavery.
That's right.
This is, if you miss this, you're gonna regret this. Bakit? Those who are power hungry, those who are backbiters, those who are weak in personality, those who do not know how to fight for others, those who are always wanting to be the first. That is the mentality of a slave.
Amen. Preach it.
That is the mentality of a slave. Ang tanong, slaves ba kayo?
Amen.
Are you guys slaves? So why are you acting like slaves? Why do you always want to win every argument?
That's right. Preach it.
Why do you always want to be number one? Why do you always have to win? Why do you always have to be right? Bakit? May pagkukulang ba?
Amen.
May pagkukulang ba? Isn't God's love enough for all of us?
Amen.
Isn't you being freed from your sin enough? Yung blessings ba ni God ever has failed you? Has God's mercy ever failed you? Do not submit again to the yoke
Hallelujah.
of slavery. That is the real paradigm shift. The win-win mentality. The win-win paradigm shift is about you being freed from slavery. Because the moment you start acting like slaves, you will always want to win, or it's all or nothing. Kung hindi ako mananalo, lahat tayo talo. The only way that you can truly be winners if you recognize that you have more than enough. You have more than enough. With Jesus Christ in your life, you have more than enough. And you are victorious. You are winners. Not because of who you are, not because of your skills, not because of your strengths, but because of Jesus Christ who lives inside of you.